All right, cheers, man. Just a little cheers. Thanks for coming in, brother.
No
And
worries.
sort of second appearance, I guess, because we did the This Is Not News over the internet.
Yeah,
But
well, I was geared to be one of the first 10 guests of this podcast, but
ages ago.
yeah, I've had a very busy
Yeah.
like 10 to 12 months having a child, coronavirus, all sorts of shit going on. So yeah, I even today I was like, well, Jesus, I could have easily pulled out today because we had a bunch going on at home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. And Molly, like my partner Molly, was just like, "No, you should go do it." I'm like, "Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. We're
Yeah,
going. We're out the door.
Get there.
See you later."
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's that thing, once you get there or once you start or commit, it's like way easier. You're like, oh yeah, sweet, I'm keen now,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So
It's like I'm super keen. It's just life just gets in the way.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
suppose,
Yeah.
of everything.
And you've just been moving, so you're back in the Sunshine State, mate.
Yeah,
Welcome
yes.
back.
Thank you.
How was your little stay down
my jaunt to Kingscliff?
over the border?
Yeah, look, it was lovely to catch up with I was with my dad and my stepmom.
Yep.
For a couple months, but Molly and I have been out of home since Molly's been out of home since she was 12.
Yep.
She was traveling as a ballerina.
Oh, yep, cool.
And I've been out of home since I was kicked out when I was like 15, 16. So we're not really used to living with people that aren't the people that we want to be living with.
Yeah.
So I think we lasted as long as we were going to last.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Like we could have stayed. Really, we should still be staying longer, but I think we're ready to push our lives back into.
Yeah.
Maybe life's not ready to get back to normal, but we're ready to push the fact.
Yeah. And you seem to be traveling up here a bit anyway, so.
Yeah, man, the amount of time I spent traveling over the border, I don't know why. I honestly don't know why there's a border stop. The amount of people.
Yeah, what's the go there? Because you were coming and going pretty regularly. So what happens though? Is it just if you're like, oh yeah, I'm going for work? Like what happened there?
Well, we're lucky we still had Queensland plates, so there wasn't really too much question on what we were up to.
Yeah.
I think if you have New South Wales plates with the pass, it might be a bit harder, but really, I think, well, because I got a new car as well, the funniest one is I went over the border twice without plates on.
Oh, that's just not sus at all. Yeah,
and didn't get pulled up either time.
Really?
So yeah, I think it's a farce at the moment.
They just tell people that so that it's like no one does it.
It was to stem the control of coronavirus, and they made it even over Easter where they said they were going to have a crackdown. It was better over Easter because more people were so scared of going over the border.
Yeah.
It ended up being super easy for me to cross the border heaps of times because there was no one there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I've just been talking recently to a guy in Melbourne trying to get him up. Want to get an interstate person up for an event. And it's like, oh, how can we get him across the border? I'm like, who do we know?
It's easy. I can direct everyone to a pass. Just hit me up on DM.
There we go. Sorted. We've got it sorted. So yeah, obviously you were coming back for, I suppose, work because it's what you do. And you've been moving into that live stream space. So. How's that been, learning all of that kind of stuff?
Man, so it's so much fun. Like we were already doing it. Not everyone knows we were doing an event called No Requests.
Yeah.
Probably 2.5 years ago. We started it in the space of Boiler Room.
Yeah.
We saw Boiler Room.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's do that. And then it was sort of understanding, we were probably at the time, because it was even 2.5 years ago, it was harder than it is now. As technology advances, we were sort of the only people around that had the equipment, enough equipment to put it together, and the computer to do it. And then as time went by, so I had a guy that was doing it with me, and then he sort of he does the streaming for the ABL, the Australian Baseball League.
Yeah.
So he streams for the Bandits here.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So he had all the equipment basically.
Yeah.
But
it's easy when someone's got all the equipment. Yeah, sorted. Yeah.
But his time became more precious, so I sort of started teaching myself and watching him a bit.
Yeah.
And then all this happened, and I was like, well, that seems like the only thing I can do that will keep me productive.
Yeah.
So I just went headlong into it. I've been learning Adobe After Effects as well. Been doing a lot of online courses in that.
Yeah, cool.
Just as it's made you realize, and I've seen a lot of other bigger agencies. I recently saw Lucky Entertainment, the guys there are into shipping gym equipment right now. So I think everyone's realized they need to have a side hustle that's not
Yeah.
directly related to the industry.
Yeah.
Where a lot of us had side hustles that were directly related to the same industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sort of backfired on a lot of us.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, that's the biggest thing I took away from all this is I have to have another skill.
Yeah.
That
Diversify.
that doesn't relate to entertainment.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Because
Um,
I was thinking about it today. It's
That can
kind
also
of,
be used for entertainment.
yeah. Yeah. Exactly. A double sort of
Yeah.
use. I was thinking today that sort of your old, I suppose, clients, you could call them, would have been like clubs basically, or venues that were booking the acts, and now you've sort of had to pivot, and it's sort of like they're not operating, so you had to find another way to sort of keep doing something similar, like you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. It's basically for us. It's and it's a big thing in business that everyone forgets, and you can't just stop.
Yeah.
Like, sure, coronavirus is telling everyone to stop, but you can't because everyone just forget about you
Yeah.
very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it took us a long time to get to where we were, or where we are. So it sort of reminded me that the fact that I was like, okay, well, how can we do something that's going to unite, both our venues, because then we can go to any venue and do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as well, the people that we work with and the people in the industry, and we've always been a big fan of like working with anyone. Like, I
Yeah.
don't care what agency you're with or what venue you're with, as long as you're down to play some music, then sweet. And it's
Yeah.
it's kept me busy and kept me excited across this period. And now to the point of like I'm probably going to continue next couple of years having a real crack with live streaming.
Yeah.
Just because you can see the market.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
A lot of people think there's a lot of talk about it going back the other way. I think obviously the numbers will drop.
Yeah.
With everyone going sort of back to work over the next 6 months.
Mm.
In viewership, but I don't think it'll drop in viewership, but also it'll drop in people doing it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
so the
Less
numbers,
supply and less demand.
Yeah,
It
so
should equal itself out.
yeah,
a bit,
it should equal itself out.
Yeah.
Is my thoughts anyway.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like right now, to set up a club stream, like if a nightclub, and I think Sub Rosa are probably doing a pretty good job of it right now.
Yeah.
As an example, if everyone wants to go check out what are they doing, mini club now as well?
Yeah, I think they're doing that 20 people or whatever it is, and for a few hours. Yeah.
I think there's going to be a heavy push in the next 5 years of venues having permanent live streams
Yeah.
installed.
I agree, definitely.
Because it's man, like honestly, if anyone wants to hit me up, I can show you how easy it would be to do it. Especially if you've got the business has good internet, like
Yeah.
you can even it's another $100 a month. Like you can have standalone internet for just the stream if you want to.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
then it's, it's stable, and you're not going to
Yeah.
have dropouts and issues and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's it, and I think we've been talking a little bit about it's just finding the way to make it work, I suppose, legally, and like in terms of streaming and stuff. And I know that Mixcloud.
Mixcloud, everyone's been pushing it and hopping on board and testing it. So
Yeah.
I think they rushed it.
Yeah, of course.
and it's
Why
had a lot
wouldn't
of
you rush
bugs.
it?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you
Get
rush
the
it? You
fuck
want
out
to
the
be
door.
first to market, So
But
I suppose Twitch sort of already has that built into it as well. But
not many people want to do like the thing I've learned that I was most excited about is I liked the interaction of Twitch.
yeah,
And for not many people, like people that don't really follow Twitch, it's a really heavy-handed way of like having community involvement. Like you're really
Yeah.
playing to the people, and the people are talking to you.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Mixcloud's going for the traditional. You're playing a mix, you're DJing, and then
Yeah.
DJs and people that are there to listen to mixes and stuff are there to watch you do that,
Yeah.
and not really,
Interact
ham it
as
up with you.
much.
Yeah. And that's what I've sort of learnt from using Twitch was like, there are the two fans.
Yeah.
And Mixcloud's just generally playing to that you're into the music.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that, every platform has you've got to put your mind, and this is something I'm just sort of wrapping my head around the last few months, is when you think about a platform of whatever it is, socials or anything, you got to think about why people go to that platform to use it. And Twitch is one, like you said, that's that interactive thing, whereas Mixcloud, people are generally going to listen to mixes and things like that. So
You
the
already got
people
'em
on
to
that
do the thing,
platform are there for for more of that. So
Yeah, you can just be the DJ that plays good
yeah.
on that platform.
Yeah.
That's
And I
what
mean,
you do.
Mixcloud's been around for ages, but I think it's something that I'm looking to get into far more. I said that to you the other day that I'm gonna.
Man, I said
sit
it.
there and
Yeah,
upload everything to there. So
I probably said it 2 years ago that they were beginning to make moves.
Yeah.
That should interest the market a lot more. And everyone was, and then SoundCloud brought out their shiny horse or the wheel, fucking with what is it, SoundCloud Pro, whatever it is.
yeah,
right?
whatever that one is. Yeah,
And everyone was like, "Oh, SoundCloud's hit back." I'm like, they haven't really.
They
They're still
haven't.
about original music, like original content.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They don't want your mixes.
yeah,
As much as everyone wants to put them on there,
yeah.
they don't want them.
That's not what they're there for.
Yeah. So Mixcloud, give them some time. They'll next 5-10
Yeah.
years they'll get
I
there.
think there's a
They're
little
sticking
bit.
around. So
Yeah, there's a little bit just from playing with it a bit. There's a little bit I think they could do a bit better in terms of like
oh yeah,
the social ways, like the way you follow people and the way
And
you
it's the
can
same with
get to
Twitch.
things like
Twitch could be 10 times better than it is.
Yeah.
With like, especially with discoverability and just like interaction, and just redid the whole homepages for everything, and they're still terrible.
Yeah, that's it. It always takes them a while to figure that sort of stuff out, doesn't it?
Well, it takes users.
Yeah.
It takes like everyone using it all at once, and then they're like, "Oh, okay." They get all the complaints through, and they're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
this is how we make users." Because generally, it's a lot of these programs are made by programmers. They're not made by the people actually using the system.
And that's where I think you find the big platforms that do really well are people who have maybe they were programmers to start with. Classic example like Zuckerberg. He was a programmer to start with and all that kind of stuff. But then they've moved more into the social, and I think they really lean into that social. And it's not so much about the programming and stuff anymore. It's about how do we keep people on the platform.
Have you tried out the
stuff.
what is it, the rooms yet? I was
No, I
going to try that
haven't.
over the weekend, but I forgot about it.
Is it? I haven't really looked into it.
It's
Is it just like
basically
having a
Zoom.
group?
Yeah, it's just Zoom basically.
Okay, yeah.
It's just FaceTiming, but with a bunch of people.
Yeah, so you can
So it's
already
house
sort
party.
of do that in the Messenger if you got a group. You
Yeah,
can just do a video call,
yeah,
right? So
but
it's
I
the
think-
same thing, but it's on Facebook, not Messenger.
But I also think it becomes public.
So people can be watching.
People can
as well.
join and watch. Yeah.
So it's an open. Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a cool little thing. I might have to play around with that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were going to do it over the weekend, but I ran out of time, so we'll
Because if it's live, I mean, if it's sort of like a live stream or whatever type thing where it's open to everyone, I imagine it would have a better native reach than say streaming live. From
anything
Zoom
new.
to
This is something for anyone out there
Yeah.
that's an artist. Anything new that any platform's pushing, use it.
Yeah.
And try and use it to benefit yourself, because that platform will always be pushing the discoverability and anything harder on that particular thing if it's brand new, because they want people to start adopting it as quickly as possible. So
Gets
it's
the native
always
reach,
it's a simple thing to do every time it comes out. As soon as stories came out for Instagram, it was the same shit. If you for the first 100 days, if you smash stories, you benefited from it.
Yeah, that's a good little tip there for people out there. So how's the blog going? You've been I remember in the This Is Not News, everyone go watch it if you want to hear about that. But the blog, you said you want to start writing more this year.
I'm actually
how's that
really
going?
impressed. I've kept it ticking over.
Yeah. How often are you sort of posting, you reckon?
I wanted to do every week, and then I sort of got back to like every month, and then I've just had a really big chat with myself and a few people that, it always take like, I think you get to about 10 every time, or like between 5 and 10, you always will do something to those numbers, and then self-doubt comes in. And like that one thing that gets in your way once, and you're like, oh, I didn't do it in time or how I wanted to do it. Why should I bother to continue to do it?
Yeah.
Happens.
Did anyone even notice I didn't do it? Like, is anyone watching? Is anyone listening or reading or whatever?
But I sort of got there, but then I went, no, I've got to do it. And like, man, obviously, like, people forget you need other people in your life too. Like, I feel it like whenever I chat with you, and I've got 3 or 4 other mentors and stuff that I talk to in my life that will just, you don't tell them what's up, but you can just get the right energy from them to go, I've taken your energy, and now I'll go back to the thing that I really want to do.
Yeah.
And I pushed and I broke through that wall for myself, and then got the rewards on the other side. I had 2 or 3 people contact me and go, dude, your writing's really, really good. Like, you need to continue doing that. Like, you need to follow that up. And it's just spurred me on. And now I've got the next like 150 ideas written down.
Yeah. You just got to sit down and sort of flush them out.
Start flushing. Flush out the good ones, the ones that are more appropriate for certain times and stuff like that. But I want to get to every fortnight.
Yeah.
But it's super tough, man. Like, writing, in a house where like
Yeah.
I don't have an office at the moment. You know, I'm
Yeah.
living in my house with my partner and my baby and her mom at the moment.
Yeah.
And as soon as like the baby cries or Molly's, because my partner's sick at the moment as well.
Yeah.
So if anyone needs
gotta go
something,
up and- you
creative
gotta-
writing
yeah.
is super hard unless you've got time and space for yourself.
Yeah.
But no excuses. I'm definitely pushing for every fortnight.
Yeah,
And
cool.
every blog post has gotten way more interaction than I thought.
Yeah.
And even doing like recently I watched a video about doing like the 10 panels on Instagram,
Yep.
like doing 10 panel posts.
Okay, yeah.
On like
Do you mean like a
swipe? What are they?
swipe? Yeah, they're called
Called something particular.
not collage,
Yeah,
but something.
something
Yeah,
like
I know
that.
what you mean. That where you have multiple
like
ones.
info. It's basically like
They're
an
good.
infographic on Instagram.
Yeah.
Every one of those that I've taken time on and done, and that's the same thing. That takes like 3 or 4 hours to put together.
Yeah,
You get the information. Well, it takes longer than that, about half a day, because you get all the information and write it and figure out how it's going to flow,
Yeah.
and then design it and put it together.
And you've got to be able to put it into little chunks for each image. Yeah.
And all of those have done really well, and it's just it goes back to like, if you take time and put effort into something,
Yeah.
you'll receive like the reward
yeah,
from it.
yeah.
And you forget about that shit all the time until you do it, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Another good little tip that I picked up recently with those style of posts, you actually get sort of like extra reach with them, because if someone looks past it, doesn't interact with it the first time when it shows the first image, later on
It'll show
it
them a
will show
different
them
panel,
again
yeah.
with a different panel of
Yeah.
it. So it's clever to do that with anything, you know. It doesn't have to be all that information. It can be a couple of photos from a gig instead of one photo, you know, and then that way people are gonna, if they don't like it or comment on it the first one, they'll see it again.
It's I think it's like, if you get them past the third swipe, you know, like the interaction and the engagement on that particular
yeah, they're obviously reading it
post
and they're interested.
will go up heavily, because Instagram starts to realize that it's a valuable post, and then
Yeah.
it starts to show it to more people.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Algorithms.
Algorithms, social media.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You could go on for that's its own fucking subject. Years of work.
Oh, it's the bane of my existence. So many social pages to have to, like, you know, to monitor and to like do and you know, and work on, and it's just
Sorry if I'm looking all over the place here too, guys. There's
Yeah.
just so much to look at in this room.
I know, yeah.
You guys can only see us, but I can see so much.
Yeah. No, it is a little bit messy, but that's usually what happens with the podcast. Just like push everything to the side, get it out of the way, and then set up. But yeah, it's fun coming in here, like with a few artists and stuff. We've been doing that recently. Like, people are like, oh, I miss the, like, as DJs, I miss the showing people music and seeing people's reactions to music. And we've sort of had a few, you know, producers and DJs and stuff come in here, and we just have like a bit of a listening party. Like, oh, I found this new tune, or I'm working on this, and sort of showing each other. And yeah, it's a good space for that in here. Yeah.
See, even that, like that, that potentially is its own show. Is something. Like
Just a listening
the
party,
amount
yeah.
of, I've been watching this guy on Twitch every morning. DJ Hubby, shout out DJ Hubby Beats. He's from he's from San Fran. I think he's living in LA at the moment, but he does a show 1 to 3 in LA the day before, which is 6 to 8. It's
Yeah.
perfect for me because I wake up with a baby.
Yeah.
And he plays all this lo-fi, hip hop, funk, old school,
Yeah. Cool.
and it's just like, but he plays new stuff constantly.
Yeah.
And always wants to, like, because he knows the same crowd's coming back, so
New music. Yeah.
constantly playing new music, and it's just like same thing as doing live streams. It's just really reinvigorated my love for music. I think, you know, the more you stay in the industry, and you're not necessarily like making your own music, and I've never really been interested in that. You forget why you loved it in the first place.
Yeah.
I got really stuck with work and how much work we were doing.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm sort of, if you can be thankful for this sort of break. Doing live streaming is just like really, I remember now why I started this business. I remember why I've been in hospitality for so long. I just, everything came flooding back, and I was like, music, yes.
Yeah, because before you were probably, you know, in the office doing the back end, sending emails, organizing bookings, payments, all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
And
another DJ's cancelled. Fucking sick.
Yeah, and now you're you know, you're out on the front lines, so to speak.
Yeah.
Sort of getting to experience
Reconnecting with
it.
everyone as well.
Yeah. It's one thing to do things like even this, you know, like it was great the over the internet thing, but sitting here and just actually having a beer you know, and being able to like see each other is totally different. To that
energy's 10 times different.
Yeah, definitely. So with the live streaming, you're sort of looking to do it for other people if anyone's interested as well now. Like it's not just for people with Together or anything like that. It's basically anyone.
Yeah,
right?
no. I basically opened the doors because I'd already thought I was gonna, if anyone wanted me to do it, they would ask, but I was so really quietly shocked, more than surprised, I'd say, at how much everyone didn't think that.
Yeah.
And I've actually had some DJs that couldn't come and do a live stream for me because of the venues that they play at.
Yeah.
Didn't want to be associated with the no, it wasn't that they didn't want to be associated with the agency. They just felt like it wasn't the fit for their venue.
Yeah.
Like the agency was like a different fit for their venue. And I'm like, I could just, but the thing is like, I could just brand it you guys and you could just be
Yeah.
I just want to do it.
You're
like,
just providing the service.
I just want to help you. Yeah.
It's not like you're the promoter or whatever.
Yeah. I don't need to put Together agency in the center, like watermarked over the top of your heads. Like, it's just, it's a service. Like,
yeah.
And I think there's still that's what shocks
That sounds like that's your fault not marketing it properly. Maybe you need to market it. You know what I mean? Like I saw your post the other day about it, but like, have 100%. You gone out there and fully like said to people like, you know, I'm offering this service?
As far as that's like, if you want to, there's a list on my wall. That's number one on my wall of like, you are not marketing your live streaming at all or well enough. You need to pull your head in. I've got probably 8 different windows open, tabs open in one window that are all how to market your live stream, like just different articles.
Yeah.
That I've been reading.
So that's what you're working on then. Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like, I know I can still do it consistently at the moment.
Yeah.
But I need to develop a marketing plan and a strategy. And it's, sorry, I've got a bit of a cold. I already know how to market stuff, but marketing live streaming, I came to this realization where everyone's posting their streams in like Brisbane DJs or like in DJ groups basically. And I was like, well, really, DJs aren't super keen on seeing other DJs DJ.
Yeah.
And if they were, they'd already be hanging out with that DJ or watching their stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas really, live streams for customers, consumers out there that love music.
Yeah.
So it's more, how do I access them? And then that put me in this massive spin of like, that's why I've got so many tabs open at home sitting there, because I'm just trying to understand it in my head a bit better.
Because there's no groups, there's no like Facebook groups.
There's no
that are
easy
like,
path
we
for
love
that.
clubbing. Yeah. Sort of, you know, like there's no Valley Rats, or you know, like
maybe we should start a Valley Rats.
They're out there. Yeah. There's a lot of them out there, but yeah, there's no specific group where you can just market to.
The ease of the easiest path is not there. So it's now I'm like, okay, well, I've got to develop a path.
Yeah. That's even like with the studio here. Like we used to advertise and say, oh, we've got a vocal booth, you know, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't until we said, it wasn't
until you have someone come record here. That's
well, not even that. It wasn't until we just said, instead of saying we have a vocal booth, it's like, we can record vocals for you. If you're a pop artist and you want vocals recorded, we can do that in the studio. And that made all the difference. All of a sudden, we're getting all these requests to do vocals. And it's like, from going from saying we have a vocal booth, to saying we can record vocals for you. Yeah. Sometimes it's just the messaging of like how you say things.
100%.
So, you know, it could be something
Business 101.
You know, everyone's probably seen you doing live streams, but, you know, to actually say, I can do a live stream for you is a different thing, you know. And I saw you do that the other day. And how's the response been from that, from that one sort of thing? Did you get much interest there?
Yeah. That's been good. And I've probably emailed every client we have as well.
Yep.
And I'm working on stuff with them. Because it'll still be a bit till everyone's sort of like open fully.
Yeah.
So we're just working on different ideas and plans, and just getting like really, as I said, it's just, I've been trying to figure out how I can develop my own crowd for it. Someone that I can go email or post or something where there's a group of people and they're all like, yes.
Yeah. All keen.
Get a fan base for it.
Yeah.
Because people, it's like we as DJs, and that's what I saw. I think you and I talked about it. It's like the first 3 weeks, everyone's like, oh, fucking, so many people are live streaming. I don't want to just like be part of the noise. But it's only because we're all posting it to each other That's
Yeah.
what it was. It's just like we're all just going, yeah, man, I'm doing a
Check
live
this
stream.
out. Yeah. And I was like, oh man, I've seen like
So I've
everyone's
seen
live
28 live
streaming.
streams.
It's like,
Fucking
oh yeah,
boring.
all my friends are DJs though, so
Yeah.
of course everyone's live streaming. Yeah.
We forget that there's like there's 1 million residents on the Gold Coast, and so like
Yeah.
I'm
What are
sure
they
some
watching?
of them might want to watch some music.
Yeah.
Like and I've seen some really great crowds for very diverse DJs as well.
Yeah.
The ones I've seen succeeding the most are like rural towns, like
Yep.
rural DJs in rural towns or rural venues.
Yeah.
Because they already have their like stock standing crowd and there's
Yeah.
nothing else for them to do. So they're
Yeah.
like, there's a live stream on their page, sick.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which then just shows you there's still, that's just a small pie. So you should be able to move that to the big city and have it work.
Yeah. Because there's more people here.
Hmm.
Like,
And even, what is it, Untitled Group doing their massive like recorded sets
Yeah.
and doing live shows.
Yeah, I think that could be really cool too, like recorded sets. I think that's something that
Grass is Green is doing one. coming up.
yeah, I
on the
think it
weekend.
hasn't been utilized quite enough yet. The video live sets kind of thing recorded.
Yeah.
I think that could be really cool because
I've-
then you could just start a heap of watch parties and it's just like it's live, like
Well, interestingly, I've been working with a group on like this is totally the same thing, and this part of the business that I'm going to be working on is I've been working with a lot Beats Cartel on the coast.
Yep.
And they're doing, same thing, record a studio session with one of their bands, and then they're just employing me to restream it on their accounts.
yeah, easy.
And same thing, looks like a live stream.
Yeah.
Talks like a live stream.
Yeah.
So then they can sit on there and interact with their fans.
Yeah,
And
as it's happening.
I think the first two have done have already had like 2,000 or 3,000 viewers.
Yeah.
Because they already know how to market to their crowd, so they would like go on to every single group, like just flat chat, like go bananas to all their fans,
and they can because they're all
yeah.
they're not actually doing the live thing. They can
Yeah.
just go and like actually do the the sharing and all that kind of stuff.
And like they've got great responses, and because of it's not done so much in that live arena as it has been recently with DJs, then there's a much better response for it as well.
Yeah, because the thing about like live music is that it was live.
Mm.
That's like the appeal of it, like so. Yeah, I think it's interesting to see them sort of move into the space, into that space, because it's something that DJs, like you said, have been doing for a while. I'm really excited for if house parties are going to become a bit of a thing, which I imagine they'll have a little bit of a resurgence. I think the cool thing about that is going to be that because now there's all these live streams, you don't have to have people like necessarily DJing at your house party.
I've
Just
already
have a
seen it
good
a couple
sound
times
system,
now.
and just put it on and have a house party with a heap of, any of the live streams. And, I think we touched on this a little bit in
Yeah,
that,
this man, we talked about
the
this.
other one,
What is it, like 3 months ago?
Yeah.
And I've seen it happen probably 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
With DJs, like just mates of mine playing for so and so has his 21st, and they got 10 friends over at their house.
Yeah.
And he was just playing from his lounge room.
Yeah.
For them on their television,
Yeah.
like, and everyone wants to think about stuff like that not happening, but why wouldn't you want it to happen?
Yeah.
If you're at home, like the opportunity to have the DJ you want to play you music and you don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's,
Like
that's
I don't
it.
have to go pay $25 for a Jaeger bomb. Like I
yeah.
can just
At
get,
home.
I
Yeah.
can get boo. The interesting thing for me still is the rollback. Like I'm still waiting on to see if the government's going to roll back home delivered alcohol.
Yeah.
That's
They're doing that.
that's the big thing. Is like everyone I've talked to in hospitality reckons they'll just do it drop of a hat, but I just still don't see it happening. I think they'll leave delivery
Are
alcohol.
you talking about like delivery, like cocktails and like mixed drinks and stuff?
The
Because
interesting,
there's always been the Jimmy Brings or whatever's been around.
yeah,
for
well,
a
there's
while.
been people lurking in the shadows of that.
Yeah.
They've never really been super popular. Jimmy Brings has only come
Yeah.
to prominence over this period. Really,
Yeah.
he's been around,
Yeah.
but he's come to massive prominence because obviously his profits gone way up, so he's had money to spend.
Yeah.
And then sponsored pretty much anything that walked and talked.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and a lot of operators have said like they wouldn't really be able to keep the delivery of alcohol up as like
Yeah.
something that they'd focus on. but I
It's too
still
expensive to have to deliver the drink for the for the markup you can put on it.
yeah back in the venue. But I think that the punters will take more advantage of it and want it.
Yeah.
More than necessarily an operator will want to do it.
Yeah.
Which will then create the market for it. But it's whether the government continues to allow. But it happens in other states, so I don't know why Queensland would be.
Yeah, they're a bit strict sometimes.
Queensland.
That's it. Yeah. I wish there was more, and I know there's been a few around over the years and stuff, but like BYO sort of venues.
It's because they get so crazy.
I know.
As soon as
That's
there's a
why I love
BYO venue,
them. That's why I wish they were a bigger
as soon as
thing.
there's a BYO venue and they were around for about a year, and then enough people find out about them, they just turn into like cesspits.
Yeah, exactly.
but fun cesspits.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish that was. I wish there was a way that it could work. And make it work well. That'd be fun. And then you could have the same thing. Like I wonder if we'll see, like you were talking about, someone playing from their house to a house party. Will we see big international DJs live stream to a venue? Do you think that's something that could happen in the future? Like,
man, the people I know in the industry, yes.
Yeah.
Like there's always going to be someone wanting to push the boundaries.
Yeah.
And just why
would you pay all the money for the flights and the accommodation and all this kind of stuff when you could get someone play from, I mean,
the same for you. You'd know people that are always willing to just see what, just have a crack.
Yeah.
And like for me as well, you got artists like Diplo that have been just like streaming flat chat the whole time. Why wouldn't he want to offer that as another thing? Just same thing to test it out. He's got kids. He can stay home.
Yeah. Especially like, if Australia, because we're doing pretty well with our COVID sort of stuff, if we sort of open up a bit more, how everyone's saying, oh, there won't be internationals traveling. It's going to be, all.
Well, people are traveling internationally right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. Like, if there's money there to be made, they'll find a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, look, the NRL and that's on, it's moving into state and all that kind of stuff. It's like, well, how come we can't get artists up and stuff? Like, so it just depends how much money is involved and connections and things like that, isn't it?
It's more just, because how much the hassle, what is it, your passport shit is as well.
Yeah.
Like to actually get the visas. Sorry, the visas. What I was looking for. Like
it's gotten easier though. I remember you used to have a license to bring people in.
That was bananas.
They got rid of the license and all that.
I think there'll be a more stringent process now.
Yeah.
After this, because if they didn't, they'd look like idiots if they didn't do that.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be a little bit more expensive and a bit more stringent, which will put a dampener on people wanting to race back to get your local international to come.
But I mean, if we open up and we can have 200, 300 people at a club, and
when's your prediction? What's your prediction?
Oh man! All right,
you're on the spot. Give the fans what they want.
What do we reckon? What are we in now? We're in June, and so I suppose we can have 20 people now in June if you've got. And I did see something say that if you have a COVID plan, you can have more, but that's so vague. Like,
yeah, I think so. I think we're at 50-ish.
50-ish. That's what I mean. It's like we're at 50-ish.
Because it's like you can do 20 per area, and people are just like running away with that at the moment too.
Yeah.
We've
got 30 areas.
Yeah, there's like a balcony over here.
Yeah, just put a little rope off. Yeah, that's an area. Look, I reckon by September, October, maybe like 100, over 100. I don't think they probably will or should rush it, because the last thing they want is it to all go pear-shaped. And then, if you've got 200 people at a venue and one person has COVID, happens to, and then 200 people get it, or, even 50 people get it, then it's, then they have to roll it back. And I don't think they want to do that. That's not something they're looking to do.
And it's really like, you think, the problem is everyone's thinking about it like, it'll never spread again. But the problem is everyone that's still, man, I still have friends returning home now. Yeah. They've been stuck overseas.
Yeah.
This whole time.
Well, it takes us one of them to bring it in. Yeah.
You only need one person to bring it back in the country, and then it's back in the country. So as much as we are past it, we're not until the world has gotten rid of it.
Yeah. Or we get that vaccine.
Yeah.
They've started trials.
Well, man, they'd be trialing anything.
Yeah.
Salt water.
Human trials, I mean, like, for the vaccine. Yeah, in Queensland actually. So that'd be interesting. When I spoke to my virologist, mate,
I'm good. I'm good.
got to drive later.
Yeah.
When I spoke to my mate who's a virologist, he said they might start for the trials, like selecting like frontline workers, like intentionally to be in the trial, so that they have a bit of immunity within the community.
Hey.
In
Unity.
quicker. Yeah, a little bit quicker sort of thing. So I think that's interesting to see if that'll happen and how all that goes. Because man, we need that vaccine basically. Like that's what's going to get it. We're not going to hit that herd immunity sort of thing. Like that's not going to happen anytime soon.
It's been interesting to see like the community's reaction to like just everyone's just gone so over it right now, and it's just like it feels like the world's back to normal. But then you walk into a cafe and you're like, oh yeah,
that's
I remember.
right. That's right.
I remember.
Yeah,
I can't be near anyone again, Jesus.
Yeah.
But everywhere else, I'm near everyone.
yeah.
That's been the funniest thing I think, and it's just going to get more ridiculous as the months go on.
Yeah, I think everyone's I sort of settled into it a little bit after that initial shock of like, oh man, this is like totally messed up. Yeah, this sucks. It was sort of like, oh well, actually, like you just find other things to do and other things to focus on and keep busy and and you sort of it doesn't really affect you as much.
I think with everything that's happened over the first 3-4 months of this year, I think it's really helped everyone put their lives in perspective.
Yeah.
Well and truly, and there was no way I thought our business we could have lost 50% of our business and been still fine, easily continued on. But to sit there and lose 100%,
yeah,
like,
that's totally different. Yeah, it's not something you really plan for.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit! Like, what the hell? I just got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
And to see some of the bigger agencies all in the same boat, like it was just really full on, and as I said, it just had that perspective changing where you're like, hang on, I can't just do whatever I want forever. I've got to have a plan.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's got to be diversified.
Yeah.
Past me.
Yeah.
Just living on and continuing on my merry way. It's got to have, layers to be fail safe, basically.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember you said you were lucky you took out like some, income insurance.
Yeah, I had income insurance. There's
so
a couple of things,
sort of,
man. I'd made
planned
plans
a
for my
little
own
bit.
life. So,
Yeah,
like that's I worry about the agency, not about like even for the agency, we just stopped up. We just shut up shop, stopped operating, stopped spending any money, stopped paying ourselves. So we've still got all our money in the bank now.
Yeah,
we haven't spent. I think we bought some streaming gear. Over the past 3 months.
Yeah, yeah.
About $650 worth.
Yeah, yeah.
So the rest of the money's still sitting there, ready to go when we start back up. So
keen.
Yeah, so keen.
Ready to fire.
So keen.
What sort of cameras and stuff are you using for your streaming? Are you got GoPros and that, or what have you gone?
Yeah,
towards?
so I was unfortunate enough to have my house broken into, and someone stole my DSLR when I was living in Kira, probably about 2 years ago. So I've only got 2 webcams and a GoPro and a cam park.
Yep.
So I fully I don't know why people want to buy GoPros to stream with. Buy a cam park, $75, streams in 4K, and runs as a webcam if you plug it in right.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
Self tip there, and
it's just because people know what GoPros are.
Yeah.
GoPros,
but a GoPro, what is it?
Cost
GoPro
heaps.
8?
It's designed,
$800.
Yeah, it's designed to be
doesn't
like
plug
waterproof.
into your computer.
Yeah, it's not designed for that. It's designed to be like waterproof, take it on the go, small action stuff.
It's basically they're built to be indestructible, but man, I've seen them get destroyed so easily as well.
Yeah.
Like the cam park I got, and it came with action cam pieces as well.
Yeah, cool.
That fit on my GoPro.
Yeah, even better. Yeah.
So it made it like it's got a waterproof case, it has everything, and and works as a webcam as well. So I use those 4 cameras, and then whatever I can beg, borrow, and steal whenever it's something important. Like we're doing a party with Wongo and Fritter coming up on June 13th.
Yep.
This is a bit of a scoop. Need to Freak. June 13th. I think we're announcing on Monday.
Yeah, cool. Well, this is going to come out on Monday. So.
There you go. We're announcing today.
Perfect.
Need to Freak. But but yeah, some of you may know I did his what tour was it? His daddy like DAD tour.
Yep.
But I did it as a live stream.
Yeah.
And had everyone cross post. So those boys got together and they're like, because they don't know, obviously with everything going on in the States at the moment, they both were heavily reliant on state touring,
Mhm.
and had tours ready to go over there.
Yeah.
And that just made us all think about the Gold Coast and going, fucking the amount of times we talked about starting something that's like ground level and doesn't need us to make $1 billion from.
Yeah.
And it's more of just like a breeding ground of like cool people and fun DJs and just cool music. Is endless. We've had the same conversation a million times and tried to do it a bunch of times. So, but now they both have profiles. We thought now's the perfect time.
Yeah.
So they're putting together a party and we're going to live stream every single one, but also slowly build as the numbers increase.
Yeah.
So the first one's just going to be RSVP and us giving away some tickets to mates. And then as the numbers increase, we'll increase
Bring
the venue
people in,
size and bring more people in.
Yeah.
And change it.
Make it a party and a live stream.
Yeah.
What you're saying?
But just continue to build the brand the same, expand the stream, expand the numbers.
Everything. Yeah. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Work into that space as things open up. And that's where you can capitalize and do what you're talking about clubs can do is have a live stream and the actual physical space. And if you can monetize your live stream in terms of like pay-per-view sort of thing, you can sort of supplement some of the income that you were missing from having limited numbers.
The thing, I've been privy to so many like PDFs flying around the internet of pictures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the only paid model I can see working at the moment is like super cheap, but you're getting heaps of value.
Yeah.
So it's like there's $10, $20 you pay to be a member of something, but you get a $20 drink card every time you come to the venue. A 15% voucher to so and so. As long as you can quadruple, because people are savvy now. They don't want to do shit that they don't want to do unless you're giving them something. So you need to like triple to quadruple value in whatever they're paying you, and you can have a solid live fan base if you want to, if you've got the connections to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could easily do that. And man, this is like totally show made, but the Drink nightclub and Surface used to have a video camera on the dance floor, and they had a big television screen out the front.
Yeah.
So whenever it's busy, they just flick the camera on, and you could see the dance floor from out the front. You'd have you'd have a massive line out the front. Lo and behold, and live streaming can do that in droves.
Yeah.
Like,
but to people at home, not just walking past.
Yeah, you could be at home and go, shit, I need to go out.
Yeah.
And people that aren't seeing that for the business are way off the mark right now.
Yeah. It's gonna be massive, I reckon. Yeah. So you just said showing your age. How did you get into the music industry? How did this all start for you?
So, I started as a glassy, basically. At Margarita's, if it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's like Surface Rowers or something like that now.
Right. Yeah.
And then I went and worked at the Drink, as a glassy there, and then they basically just trained me how to be a bartender. And then I bartended pretty much like got fired, hired, rehired.
Floated around.
Yeah, just did whatever I wanted for a while, for a couple of years, just drinking and partying my way through all the bars.
Is this like what, early 20s sort of
times?
Yeah.
Like I probably stayed bartending, and I got really into flair, like competition flair bartending.
Flair,
and then I fell in love with a woman, moved to Brisbane for a year, worked up here. I worked at Adrenaline.
Oh,
remember
really?
Adrenaline Sports Bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a Shark Tank.
Hectic.
And then I worked at the train station, like the pub at the train station as well there for a while. Then moved back down to surf, like back into the Gold Coast, and then just kept on going through some bars, managed some places. Just got bigger, and then by the time I was like 25, I'd sort of like run my mill of everywhere on the coast.
Yeah.
And was a bit over it. And then a mate of mine started managing Neverland, which is Rattlesnake now.
Yep.
In Cooley.
Yep.
And it was just far enough away to sort of be still on the Gold Coast, but like I wasn't in the same pool of people that I can just been hanging out with forever.
Yeah.
And I stayed there for 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then they basically, I think I hit like 30. But I'd always been running parties and stuff.
Yeah.
Like always, so I'd always had my hand in music.
Yeah.
but was
Sort of promoting sort of and
yeah,
stuff.
but was still just running bars.
Yeah,
I treated bartending and managing and stuff as my primary and music as my fun thing.
Yeah.
And then the guys said because I was I was managing, but they didn't really want me to manage. They wanted me to pull people to the club because that's what I was good at.
Yeah, yeah.
So they were like, okay, well, we need to supplement your income, so you need to DJ as well.
Yeah.
As Mark at the venue. So I basically taught myself into DJing. That's why I'm still terrible at it now.
Yeah. What was your DJ name?
Brockabilly was my first one.
Brockabilly?
Yeah.
Classic, yeah.
And then Hope for Brock, obviously, if everyone missed that saga, that was a massive Woolworths finding a love of my life saga. And then I just changed it to Brok Neilsen.
Yeah.
Just keep it on brand.
Yeah, yeah.
And then and then through all that, I just ran into some mates and got more friends, and I was like, I could get you gigs because I've got contacts.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You built that contact.
Yeah, I'd already built a
playing
database.
all the places and
meeting
and
working venues,
the owners or the managers and the bar staff even.
But I did, and then like I think the first, and I did a massive post about this probably like a month or two ago, and the first, I was super cocky about it. I was like, yeah, I could just get people gigs anywhere. I'm sweet.
Yeah.
This is it. I've got so many
man,
contacts.
I know everyone.
Yeah, I know everyone. Fucking yeah, sign on the agency, boys.
And then you find out about all the extra politics that come along with it.
Yeah, then I realized I'm not as good as I thought I was. So I probably same thing as we were talking about with blogging. Like it took the first 4 or 5, and I was like, yeah. And I hit some roadblocks, and I got over it. And then I was like, no. I need to, like, this is something I want to do, and I'm good at it, and I should do it. And then actually, like, Molly was like the final straw for me, my partner. She just really believed in, after knowing me and then like being around me, and this is before we were even going out, when we were just friends. She just really pushed me and said, "Nah, like you're good at this, do it."
Yeah.
And
just go all in. Though.
Yeah, just go
like,
all in.
Yeah,
don't fuck around with it, because that's what I was doing.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, Together Agency.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, go all in and you'll see it'll work. And I went all in, and probably like 2 months in, I met Stevie, who's my business partner.
Yep.
And so he wasn't in Together Agency at the time. He had his own agency. I think he's got a business name called Anabolics. I don't know. He thinks it's like some joke with his mates.
Yeah, it's an inside joke. Yeah.
And he was sort of half doing the same thing, but realized like I'm much more outgoing and stuff than he is.
Yeah.
So he was like, cool, this will work.
Yeah.
Like I can just do like he's way more organized than I am.
Yeah.
And I'm just fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy.
I always say with like duos and stuff, you need people to have like complementing skills.
I brought the USBs. Oh, cool. I didn't.
Cool. Yeah. Or like, I'm really good at DJing. Oh, cool. I'm really good at producing. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Well, let's like work
together.
That's
a more critical way to think about it.
Or like, I'm really good at marketing and talking to people, and I'm really good at tune selection, and and that kind of stuff.
And that's what it got to, is like he just saw
in any business though. I mean, and that's why it worked well with you guys.
He saw my marketing skills and my ability to talk to people, and even like still now he'll have a set of meeting and he'll take me with him just because he likes how I am in the room with a client. But for organization, man, I may as well throw me in the bin. I'm terrible. Like, the amount of stuff that I fuck up that he has to like fix for me. But I still do all the accounts and stuff though. So I'm good with our accounts, terrible with everything else. Really good with our clients and our talent. But so then that sort of happened, and marriage made in heaven since then. We've been good. And then,
so how long ago did you start the Together Agency?
So I probably started it 4 years ago, but officially 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2.5 years ago now.
That's when you were like, bang, we're Together Agency. We're out here sort of like, It's always good to do a bit of a soft launch.
Sort of it was soft.
It was soft, all right.
I had no idea about anything.
But that's what, you want to make sure you're good at what you do before you actually go out there.
Yeah, like it
which is probably what you learned when you started it initially.
I'm very pig-headed and bullish on stuff. So much. So I think by the time I was sort of that age, I was like, I really just need to just know my role and just not shoot my guns in the air constantly. So I think by then I was like, I'll just slowly test this, and then I was over it. But I think I was still doing it for free for people. It's like live streaming. I'll just do it. I don't care. You want to do it? Let's do it. Like, that's what I'm like. And you know, when I'm really passionate about something, I'd rather just do it than have something.
Yeah.
If there's a roadblock in the way, like even to the point of like I've paid for stuff just so it can continue.
Yeah.
Because I just want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a joy for me to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's super, and it's totally comical to say it, but it's super rare to get it in your life.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to follow it more and make it. It doesn't have to be the main part of Together Agency, but it's going to be a nice chunky part that I'll hopefully, as the business grows, be able to just sort of move to the side and run. More so than having to do everything.
Yeah, yeah. Train someone up, or like have it to the point where it's easy to sort of.
And we've had staff. We had some great staff. Brendan, actually helped me come up with Unity.
Yep.
It was really his baby at the start, but I just helped him bring it to life.
So that's one of the parties and stuff that you guys run.
Do.
Yeah.
And Dave was doing all the grunt work there for ages, but he just moved back to producing and DJing.
Yep.
But same thing. We just helped both of them move out of other parts of their lives.
Yeah.
And then they worked for us for a bit, and then they wanted to go back to they realized now they were past those things, and then they went back to their lives.
Yeah.
And then we realized we're like, hang on, we can sort of run. We were just being lazy. We could just run the business ourselves.
Yeah.
That's been, even that was a fun experience of like just a life lesson. You're like, sometimes you want to grow for the sake of growing.
Yeah.
But you need to. You're already growing.
Yeah.
You don't need to show off the fact you're growing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that was.
If you don't need to bring people in.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
There's no point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was like the amount of lessons I've learned from that business now that you go, I've got all the experience in the world, and you just still continue to learn new things.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like with this podcast, like I started it as audio because I was like, I've got no idea about video. I don't know how to do any of it. Yeah. I don't know how to do any of it. I can record and I can like edit audio and all that kind of stuff easy. Yeah. So I did that for a while, but always knew that a year in I wanted to do video. And initially I thought, well, hopefully I can.
Sorry to interrupt. How long have you been doing it for now?
Bit over a year. Yeah.
It's crazy to think, hey?
Yeah. To be honest, it feels like it's been longer, but it also feels like it hasn't been that long. Like it's weird. Like I sort of forget about how many episodes.
And we've only really known like of each other properly and talked heavily since you started this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I always knew a year in. When I started, I said a year in.
And it feels like I fucking know you for ages now.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, a year in, I want to be doing video. And I thought, well, I'll probably have to get someone in to do the editing and all that kind of stuff. But then I was just like, I can just teach myself how to do it. Like, and now it's just like, what?
Kids out there, teach yourself. Like,
teach yourself everything.
All the programs are so fucking easy. YouTube is so full of information.
Yeah. At least until you get big enough and busy enough to where you have
when you're busy.
Yeah.
When you're so busy you don't have the time to do it.
Yeah.
Then get someone to do it.
Yeah.
Like the amount Google and YouTube are such a resource of information to the point of like you can be so specific and get a video that's so specific to your needs. That's ridiculous.
And it'll be an 8-year-old.
Yeah,
explaining it to you. It's like, this is how you use OBS.
Sweet. I'm like, I can't listen to his voice anymore, man.
Yeah.
No, the amount of stuff, like even to the other day, I was trying to make an animation that so basically it's like a dot appears and then the dot creates a line and then underneath the line, the animation comes up. So like my logo will come up that I'm working on, but it's a Twitch animation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do I make a reappearing logo animation on Adobe After Effects? Full video.
Yeah.
On exactly what I was trying to do.
Step by step.
Yeah. I'm like, cool, thank you.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So it's all out there, and that's why I thought all the live streaming stuff, like the level of it and the quality and everything, the production of it, I thought it would have skyrocketed way quicker than it did.
Not many people look at Google as a resource, dude. I'm telling you this now.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was just going to be
weird.
Like, and it took like, ages before people started putting cool stuff on there. And now it's only sort of now and in the last few weeks that it's been like, oh, that's a really cool live stream. Like people actually putting the production in.
It's the final dogs left in the race.
Green screens. Yeah. Like, I can't believe how long that took people to get onto. Some people still not onto it. So there's a green screen rolled up over there.
The problem is, and like this is a funny one with green screen. I broke someone's head the other day. they're like, oh, you know, the green screen's all sold out. I'm like, you know, dude, you can just go to like Spotlight and just get some green felt, and it works exactly the
Yeah.
same. And like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's just
just
this
green.
color.
You can
The
just
green screens are just
go
particularly
down to
good because they're
Bunnings.
professionally and they're tight.
go
That's
down
all
to
you need to do.
Bunnings and get some green paint.
Yeah,
Paint
Paint a
a
wall.
wall green.
Done.
That's like you can
But
do
even-
if you've got a wall, do that.
Even Chroma King, like we did one, we fucked it up and like it was a bit wrinkly, and then we shone some blue light on it, and then did Chroma Keyed the blue in, and that worked.
Yeah,
So it's just
you can do any
it's
color.
just-
It's just that green's not in a lot of things.
yeah, it's just more giving yourself the time to learn stuff and caring about it.
And you know something really cool that I saw just happened to
I don't
happen.
know, but tell me, Joel.
Just happened when we were doing a green screen in here, and we had a green screen on, and someone was wearing a shirt that had a little bit of green on it, insert like in a pattern, and it then projects some of the image onto that, and it looks so cool. Like
yeah, so
you need sort of like semi-green, but you don't want it to be all green, so it just blends in. You want like a little bit, so it's got a little bit of what's going on.
I've seen a lot of people doing some crazy shit, like just like just their eyes showing. But
Everything's
like
in the green.
yeah, but everything
green
else
man
is in a
suit.
green suit.
Yeah,
Just just really taking advantage of it and doing random stuff. It's just been fun. Even like I saw one guy with just gloves on, like just green gloves on, so you couldn't see his hands.
yeah, that's
So he
cool,
was just
yeah.
handless the whole time. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. Some of the stuff that's out there, and you know, all this technology's been out there for ages, forever. It's sort of like this. I feel like this happening with the pandemic and everything is going to almost
thing is-
accelerate technology and
The thing is, we've only really had the cameras the last 2-3 years, but unless either that or you were spending 500 to
heaps of money. Yeah, yeah. But like the technology of the green screens have been out.
Yeah, been out for
the
ages.
Zoom, like conference calling and all that video
Yeah,
stuff,
so-
live
that-
streaming. Like
That was funny. It's funny now. Like everyone has forgotten Skype for some reason.
what happened? Like
Skype still exists.
No, I know that, but like, how did
Zoom
Skype was
hit
way
the-
more well known
Yeah, how did Zoom
in the
hit
general
front?
public? How did Zoom beat it?
Well, I
And I
don't-
know that in the
it must be
podcast
groups.
community, Zoom's been massive for ages because of the recording features and stuff. It's been huge. So I wonder if that was something that, you know, sort of, or if it's an industry that's been using it. It's sort of like, you know, people like, oh, they've been using this for ages for this. Maybe
it's
good.
corporate.
It has been
Corporate
corporate.
have been using
yeah.
Zoom,
Yeah.
and that just brought it into everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny because it's now become such a lexicon of people saying like, "Oh, just hop on Zoom," to the point of like, just no FaceTime me, dude. Like it's way easier for me like getting that app and like trying to turn it on, and you trying to be in the same room that you just call me on FaceTime.
Yeah.
And we just talk.
And I'm so much more used to that now as well. Like I probably video call with someone on my phone every day almost now, you know. Whereas back in the day it's like I never video called anyone. Whereas now it's just like, oh hey man, how you going?
Because I think you personally are training yourself. Like even when you do like your lives walking home from work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You just turning your camera on is becoming like normal for you.
Yeah. Trying to make it normal.
Yeah.
So that you can just make content anywhere on the go.
Well, the more, I suppose the more you FaceTime someone in a phone call, the more used to you getting the cameras and stuff as well.
Yeah.
But you, man, like the rate that you've improved at, you can tell, and it's just been like throwing yourself out there,
Doing
constantly,
it,
constantly, yeah.
It's interesting. I've been sort of reflecting.
I remember the first like live you did on your phone when you're walking home from work. Oh my god,
just
it was so shocking.
What are you guys doing? What's going on in here? Yeah. How do we use this? Who's in here?
But it's like I did the same thing when I was trying to do like one a week, and I was just like, oh, I got through 10 of those like so bad.
Yeah.
But it was just like.
But I
you gotta
remember
do it.
like it's with anything. I think I love seeing that growth in things and having it there that you can look back on, which is what podcast
100%.
is great for. And I'd recommend to anyone who watches the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah, go look back
at his first podcast that he ever did, and it is hilarious. They spend like the first 20 minutes just going, how do we reply to people on here? Like, how do we change that? Like, what's this? Like, it's just him and Red Band just like sitting there, and then like a big sign falls down in the background. Like, it's just everything goes wrong, and they don't know what they're doing. And it's like when you look at that, and then look at his ones now with multi cameras, people there, massive studio. It's like. It's awesome to see that growth, and that's what I love to see in things.
For those of you that are friends of mine or follow me, know I'm a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't for some reason. I don't know why.
It's because they're lazy.
even him, like that's why he likes recording and doing all videos, because he's like, and he's doing this massively now. He keeps on showing old videos from like 2012 and stuff like that. And it's like he can see he likes to see his growth of like doing talks, or he started off doing a wine show, and he goes, I did like go look at the first one of that. We were terrible. Like, we just put a camera on and started talking. Like it's, if you want to do it and it's your passion, like the only thing to do is just go do it.
Yeah.
And as I said before, it's going to take, you need to break through that wall, that barrier. Like you'll get some done and you'll be like, yes.
Yeah.
And then you'll hit a little rock, a little pebble, and you'll be like, I sprained my knee.
Yeah. Oh, and then you got to get back into it.
Yeah.
But I think that documenting thing of what you're doing, because like imagine like anyone out there, think of your favorite artist, whoever it is. And some of them might have this, some of them might not. But imagine if you had them documenting from when they first went into the studio the first time to record their first album.
Have you seen
out the front of the recording studio? I'm about to go in and record my first session, for Warner Music, or whoever it is. Like, and then to be able to see their whole journey, like that's going to be so valuable. I think
the one I just watched recently. Well, I've watched it for like the 10th time because I love Coldplay.
Yeah.
Head Full of Dreams. Have you seen that?
I don't think I have. I'll have to watch
it, dude. They've had a videographer mate since they were like, before they formed a band, they were all friends. So there's the band were friends, and their videographer mate was their fifth friend. And he has filmed them their whole career.
Yeah.
So the footage he has is like them before they're even a band, just dicking around in the dormitory at like university. Like that stuff, you just look at and you're like, what? Look at Chris Martin, what a dweeb.
Yeah. But then how much more does that make you a fan of them? Like, if you already love them, and then you can see the whole story, it just makes you more of a fan. A super fan.
Rocking, super fan.
Yeah, super fan.
I've just another book recommendation. I might have told you before, Mark Schaefer, Known. For anyone out there that is looking...
I'll definitely, because that Superfans one was genius. Yeah, I love that book. I've been recommending it to everyone.
This one has more like task. It's more task orientated.
Yeah, cool.
So it's more stuff in there that'll actually get your brain going about where your brand is.
Yeah.
For those of you that are out there looking to take your DJ or artist brand to the next level, Mark Schaefer, Known. It's an audio book. It's in paperback. This guy's like, he spent 30 years in marketing, and then he stopped, and then he spent the next 5 years trying to, because he realized as soon as he stopped and he wasn't in business anymore, no one gave a shit who he was.
Yeah.
So he spent the next 5 to 10 years figuring out how to get back to where he was in the business world as a speaker, basically. Yeah. So then he could
personal brand.
Could continue to do the things that he loved. And inside it, he's created like so many modules and stuff that can figure out the road that you want to go down on. And it's like there's one favorite task in that I love that's he calls it Only I, and it's like, what's your only I?
Yeah.
So what's the one thing that you do that no one else does?
Yeah.
Or that you can relate back to yourself. And it's just, it's so much stuff in there that gets you thinking and about so much more than just like what's my logo?
Yeah.
Like I feel like so many people get stuck on some of the blandest shit.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter, and you just need.
I really love something that Oddmob said to me when we did the podcast. Because everyone talks about, what should my name be, my DJ name, and he said,
Juice.
And he said it doesn't matter what name you choose. He's like, you make that name cool. So like, you can be called whatever you want, Bin Juice. If you can find a way to make that cool because it represents you, or you drink fucking
bin juice
on
the side. That's your side hustle. Drinking,
or like
bin
at
juice.
every party, you make a big goon punch in a 50-liter bin. Bin Juice, that's your name, and you give out fucking bin juice to people. Like, hey, that's an idea. Someone run
trademark that.
Run with that. I want to see DJ Bin Juice in the next year.
But yeah, it's if you're really you're out there and you've hit that next part and you're not sure how to take your brand further. Mark Schaefer, Known.
Yeah.
Just called Known. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I was listening to it. I'm listening to the third time right now on the way here.
Yeah. Well, I've listened to Superfans twice now. So yeah, that's definitely a good one.
He's doing one now. He's doing this live. He does a live every morning, and
I've heard of this. One of my mates got on and talked to him, I think, on one of them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and made him a super... You know what I mean? He'd read the book Superfans, and he's like, oh yeah, I got to talk to him and stuff. And he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm definitely a super fan of his now. It was like he made me a super fan.
It's so many people like this that are just, and it's like free, like he's doing that for free.
Yeah.
But then people buy his stuff because they're like,
What is
I
it?
owe you something.
What's Gary V's one? Jab, 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 right hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old saying.
But that's all business. But yeah,
I've been getting into him pretty hard lately too, Gary V, because it's trying to
tea with Gary V.
Get across all the platforms and that. It's
man, it's hard. They've got, that's another, like, Gary's got a really good content strategy out there for everyone. Anyone wants to, you can go look up Gary V content strategy. You can download it. It's like a 110-page article that teaches you how to do something like this and then turn it into, what is it, like 100 pieces of content.
Yeah.
For that you can spread across every single platform.
Every platform. And you just choose the ones that are appropriate to the platform. Again, what we were talking about earlier, like why are they going to Instagram? What are they looking for? What do you go to Twitter for? What do you go to TikTok for? You know, like what are all
I
these?
I go for gaming videos at TikTok.
Is that what you go to TikTok
Oh man,
for?
I've been watching, this is totally off like even entertainment subject at the moment. I've been watching this one dude, his name's at Chiz Plays.
Yeah.
I think on YouTube, but he has a TikTok that's like something else, Aaron Chiz maybe. And he plays backyard baseball. It's this game from like fucking 96 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's so like Super Nintendo-ish.
Yeah.
And he plays it and like I think he live streams a little bit, but mainly he just chops up the videos, and he's such a rager, like plays it and picks this team and just like knows everyone's name by
like commentates it almost.
Commentates it all and just like gets so into
the pitch. Yeah.
Gets so into it and like plays it, and I'm just like he's just like the ultimate rager when it comes to like losing or winning.
Yeah.
And you just get so invested in whatever he's doing.
Into it, yeah. I think that's something that you know, people really love those, like people that are, it can be anything. If they're really passionate and into it, people like watching it and like enjoy
passion rubs
it.
off 100%.
Yeah. So it could be something like that that's some really basic.
It's so basic but just hilarious.
And you know, but people just still love it, you know, like yeah. So what platforms are you smashing out lately? Like you're on the Insta, do you do Twitter much?
I just hopped back onto Twitter.
Yeah, same.
I just feel like Twitter's gonna make a comeback. I just feel like hasn't.
The thing
it's
is,
lasted
it's
in the
big,
wings this long.
It's just not big in Australia. Like, it's massive overseas, like, but it's just Australia's just hasn't really
adopted it at all.
No,
but yeah, no, I mainly focus on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
TikTok, I was musically, I told. You can read a fucking post I did 3.5 years ago saying every DJ should be on Musically right now.
Yeah. Which is what TikTok basically
Which is what TikTok is now.
Yeah.
But no one listened to that. Everyone thought that was going to be a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And here we are now in the TikTok world. But yeah, I feel like for our brand, Instagram and Facebook do exactly what I need them to do.
Yeah.
We don't really have much else to offer until we get heavy, until I've really gotten a grasp of the live stream and marketing it properly. I think the live stream will live on TikTok.
Yeah.
Once I get it going.
Yeah.
Because I want to be on Twitch and I want it to be interactive more.
Yeah.
And I really haven't found a way to, it's like I've got to make a guidebook for the DJs as well.
Yeah.
And make the equipment available for the DJs and we just bought a tablet so they can read the comments easier. It's not just me relaying comments to the DJs.
Yeah, so they can interact.
So there's certain things I want to do before we can get to that point where there's actually footage I can use to put on TikTok.
Yeah.
If you get what I'm saying. Yeah.
But you can use any footage.
I know, but I don't feel like any of it's appropriate without the actual human interaction. Otherwise, it's just DJing.
Yeah, you can make it work. I'll talk to you after this. I'll talk you into it after this.
Maybe I just hate DJing so much.
Yeah, I'll talk you into this.
I've seen too much DJing in my life.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like it's interesting. Like, you know, if we talk about Gary V, like basically his stuff on TikTok is just his content on his other platforms.
Just rejigged, yeah.
Just rejigged, maybe with a bit of music in the background behind him. It's the same thing, you know, like where, you know, a lot of people think of TikTok as people who do comedy stuff and dance video type stuff and like that kind of stuff. That's what it is now.
Yeah, eventually it'll be Instagram. Like you all have to realize that it's going to be Instagram eventually.
Yeah, it wasn't what it is
Musically was just people singing.
Yeah.
TikTok was just people singing a year and a half ago. 2 years ago, sorry.
Yeah.
It was just that's all it
Yeah.
was.
And then
People
it was people
singing and dancing.
Yeah.
And then it's now it's like
comedy skits
everything.
and stuff.
I watch COD
and now
fucking
everything. Yeah.
like Warzone updates and like
Yeah.
tips and tricks on TikTok.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, like
stuff that
you gotta think
you should find on Instagram, but you're not finding on Instagram anymore.
That's what I'm trying to think of now. Is like I'm now always in the mindset of what's the next thing.
Yeah, it's like
where is this going to go?
Should I put my content out to look like that now, so I'm ahead of when the content gets?
Or
there?
should I go heavy on this platform and like try and build?
It's
the
still growing
audience
people,
there?
man. Like I've seen a couple people build up in like 2-3 months, getting up to like 60, 100,000.
Yeah,
it's still doing that now.
Yeah, if you can like,
and like if you hopped on 2 years ago, you could do that in a month.
Yeah.
Now it's still like 2 years later, it's still doing that now.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I think I've talked to so many artists and people and like, dude, get on TikTok. You're like just a funny dude. You're just not even your music. You're a funny dude. You do funny shit. You say funny stuff.
It'll be good for the next 5 to 8 years.
You don't even need to like do like, because people always think of it as the dancing and the music and that kind of stuff. It's like, nah, man. You could be someone who just goes around like with quick comebacks in chats or something and like put that on.
Well,
there,
even like a lot of people just do blogs, vlogs, video blogs, and that works.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
you could just be doing your gigs. Like, this is me going to my gig on it.
Yeah.
People watch that.
Follow A Beer With You on TikTok. We're on there. But yeah, so it's, and one thing that I've sort of taken from Gary Vee recently is he's like, well, why not be across all platforms? Even if you pick up 5 followers on a platform, that then 5 extra that didn't find you somewhere else, if you're on 10 platforms, that's 50 people. 50 extra fans of what you're doing. It all ends up
that'll eventually join the other.
And snowballing. And it's like, why would you not market to those extra people? You can. If you can.
100%.
It's just time, though. It's time. It definitely is time. And I think that's what I've learned now doing this and, having so much content that I'm putting out is like figuring out the most efficient way to get that done.
Yeah, I'm still figuring that with like post with the streams and stuff like that, because I want to make sure like YouTube's still a platform. Like YouTube still people can still get famous on YouTube right now.
Of course. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel as well.
I'll be with you.
Hey, hit the subscribe button.
With you.
Just down there.
Like, subscribe. It's because that's something I got a little bit lazy with as well, was uploading the streams once they're finished and recorded up to YouTube. But I probably spent 3 or 4 days learning the best practices for tags, for descriptions and stuff like that. And I'm back on that now. I've just uploaded like 3 or 4 of them now. Yeah. And it's for me, it's never about wanting to do it. It's about doing it. And you get lost in that perfectionism sometimes where you're like, it's got to be perfect. But I know it's more like not wanting it to be perfect. I just want to do it the right way.
Yeah. I always think of now as perfectionism's like it's
like your worst enemy.
It's the worst enemy of creativity and productivity. It's like, like you could sit there and tweak it forever, but you just go, no, I just want it to be out.
Oh my God, the amount of artists I hear every day, man, I just wanted to, I just want to be perfect. I want it to be good. You haven't released anything in 2 years.
Yeah.
You've got 50 tracks sitting there.
Yeah.
Which ones? Yeah. When are you going to release something?
I can't remember who I heard or where I heard this quote, but I heard this quote one time and it says, art is never finished, it's just released. And
it's perfect.
That's like, like that's 100%. You can sit there and work on your music or your artwork or your brand or whatever
forever
it is,
and ever and ever and ever and ever.
You've got to put it out there,
It's
there'll always be something down the track you go, oh, I wish I didn't. I changed that or did this.
What everyone has to realize is the market's the judge. You're not the judge.
Yeah.
You can love it or
100%.
hate it, but you can go, this is my best fucking work, and put it out, and everyone hates it. So whether you like it or not, you're better off just putting it out there and waiting to see what the market says.
Quality is subjective.
Yeah.
Quantity is black and white.
Yeah. It's the most infuriating thing to anyone that sees himself in the mirror as an artist, is that in the end no one can give a shit about what you've just put out.
Yeah.
And it is probably the most crippling thing, and that's why probably that perfectionism is so prevalent in our industry.
Yeah.
But it's the truth, and everyone just has a look in the mirror and go, okay, I'm ready to face whatever is going to come from this.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, it's positive. So
yeah, it's usually going to be
like
positive.
if you've done any sort of work on production,
your
production's going to be all right.
Them, yeah. Yeah.
You know, like it's pretty hard to be shit these days when there's so much, as I said, so many instructional videos out there on how to get better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you're not improving every time you make music, you fucking stop making music.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, like another thing that I've, sort of been loving lately is like thinking about, people always like to find that niche or that undiscovered artist. The person who has around. Little plays, not many plays and stuff like that. So it's almost like, but when they find those artists, it's someone who has content out.
Well, they're just developing. Did you see the job come up for TikTok? The Australian music rep for TikTok. So they'll be looking literally for new artists to put on the platform.
Yeah.
And I said this I think when I got back from South by Southwest a year ago, that everyone needs to get into putting their music on TikTok properly. Don't let it get recorded. Bodie, this one goes out for you, mate.
Yeah.
For getting your Reddit ripped off you and not being on TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he made that mistake on purpose or not. But you can have your music on TikTok right now.
Yeah.
And people can be using it and you can be getting paid for it. They want music. They need music. Their fucking creators are hungry for new stuff to make shit to. So just get off your ass and start putting your music everywhere.
Yeah. Everywhere, every platform.
Don't know how to do it? Google it.
Yeah, it's out there. It's that easy. It's literally that easy. You could probably ask Siri. Or Alexa.
Hey Siri, how do I get my music? No, actually, I think I've got an article. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
The first blog post I did, it teaches you how to put music on TikTok.
There you go. Bang. Go check out the blog.
Togetheragency.com.au.
Yeah, there we go. Togetheragency.com.au. But, like people talk about, and this is why it's important to build a content library of whatever it is you're doing, so that when people do eventually find you, they're like, oh, look at all this cool stuff that they're doing. Like, even if it has not many plays, that makes it sometimes even better because they go, oh, no one knows about this. And how cool is it, So it's like, build it and they will come.
It's why I'm such a fan of, and DJs will continue to, DJs in particular will continue to fight it. Mixes. It was like, oh, the mixes are dead. They're not dead. You think they're dead because you're lazy and you don't want to do them anymore.
Yeah.
If I come to an artist and I've got the opportunity to see a video of you and I've got the opportunity to see a mix of yours, and this isn't as an agent, this is as a fan.
Yeah.
I will take advantage of that. I will watch those. I will listen to those.
Yeah.
Because you are trying to turn me into a fan. The only way I can become a fan is not by just listening to the one track you have out.
Yeah.
Is by, as you said,
multiple things.
Content. There's stuff out there. I'm like, oh, that's a picture of him with his dog. I've got a dog. I love this guy.
Yeah.
Like there's
how you can relate
to them.
There's
a different way that each person relates to it, and mixes and videos of you performing, all these little things that are so easy to get done.
Yeah.
are such a massive part of that, and you need to add those to your arsenal.
It's got to be. It's that personal. It's the story. Story versus brand. I always talk about it. It's like, brand is for the awareness.
That was just turned into a marketing podcast all of a sudden.
Oh, it's marketing, baby. I'm so, it's just where my head's been at so much, lately these days. Is
you're building a massive platform, mate. That's
trying to. So it's, that's,
subscribe.
Like, and subscribe, get those followers. But, it's something that I don't get to talk about it with many people, so it's great when
it's all on my mind, man.
Whenever we talk, like on I'm like, I remember messaging you the other day, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go all in on Mixcloud. Like, I'm gonna all the podcasts I'm gonna put up, all the content. But you
knew my response would be positive.
It would be do that, because you understand like where I'm coming from for it. So go follow the Mixcloud. Just like,
but even us, like we were lazy. Like we're as an agency. Well, I just did one every week. We put a mix up every week, and we got like 300 followers without promoting it at all.
That's what you need to do, though. You just need to put.
Just put mixes up there and people follow. Yeah. And then during coronavirus, I think we got another 50, 60, 70 followers. Yeah. And we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That was with no work. Yeah. People just found the other mixes that we had up there and followed.
Yeah.
So no channel is dead.
Yeah.
Snapchat is still alive right now.
Yeah.
It's still one of the 20 most downloaded apps in the world.
Yeah. It's out there
right now.
But you got to think about
and
why people go there.
No one I know is using it. So
why do people go
there
there?
are people
You
there.
got to think about
Yeah.
that. You know, like why people go there. So, what tips can we give then? Apart from, I mean, we've given a heap of
We've
marketing
given
and
a
all
heap
that
of-
stuff.
heap
But
of tips.
what if you're a DJ? Because that's who you mainly work with, the
Yeah.
DJs and music producers. What would you say they should be doing in this time now?
Man, I was actually thinking about this on the way up here because I saw your and it made me think of some stuff straight away. The Ultimate House Party Guide. I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
that'd be sick as just a handbook, like to just group together, like get like 5 or 10 of us together and just make up this dodgy ass handbook,
Yeah.
as just like a fun content thing to release.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
then-
what it is. Yeah.
And then I was thinking of like, oh, maybe I need to have a survivor's guide to like getting back out there after COVID. So this is, I'm telling you this now, I'm going to do this one. And it's just going to be a lot of stuff I said at the start, and it's more like the funniest thing when watching DJs live stream is how awkward they are when they're in a room with no crowd.
No response. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no action response,
Yeah.
happening. It's gonna be that is just get used to, because you're gonna be playing small rooms
Yeah.
or big rooms with not many people, or you're not gonna be playing at all for a while. So it's gonna be get yourself practicing again.
Yeah.
Find a space. There's heaps of people out there. We all love you. You know, there's always decks out there that people can use.
Yeah.
Even if it's, playing your mate's freaking 21st or
Yeah.
your dad's
Or just
30th.
on the weekend at a party.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Because there's going to be heaps of get-togethers at mates' houses, and just use those opportunities to get your skills back up. Obviously, making sure your music is up to date, because there's been a shit ton of music released over this period.
Yeah.
Really surprisingly, I wasn't sure that a lot of artists were going to do it, but
Yeah.
everyone pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
And then I think in sort of leaving off with Jai there is just find another leg to stand on. Is like find another thing that you're not doing right now, like YouTube, like TikTok, like Twitter, that you are comfortable with and you think you could get into, and start delving into that. And for God's sakes, update your profiles with some sort of content, so people aren't just seeing your posts on Instagram. They can go see a video of you performing. They can go see, they can go listen to a mix that's not from 2015.
Yeah.
Make sure your shit's up to date. Number one. That's number one on all lists.
Yeah.
Go around through all your profiles and make sure everything is 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Number one. If
That's
you don't do
it's
anything
gotta be-
else, just do that.
Yeah. Make it current.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's important too. Go into it's. Everyone hates change. Everyone hates new things, but lean into something hard. That's
Find something new. Yeah.
Find something new and do that. That's I think that's a really good.
It's
tip.
man, it's the biggest thing that should come out of this is everyone should have learned a new skill, and if you haven't, there's still time.
So get out there and do that.
Mm.
Any other messages before we go?
No,
Apart
man,
from-
just
Where to follow you and all that kind of stuff.
Just-
Anything else like?
obviously my biggest push is my Twitch account, Together AU, twitch.tv/TogetherAU. I'm going to be doing so much more. Like, I want to make it a house. Like, so I'll be linking up with a few people. We're going to be
Yeah.
doing shows that'll just be on that channel.
Yeah.
But I'll be linking up with other people. to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just the biggest thing, man, is let's change how we were acting before in the industry. Show a lot more love, especially in the DJ world, man. Brisbane DJs is fucking.
I've got a new thing I'm
I
going
mean,
to launch.
I stopped
soon.
commenting on it. I was trolling. I was a troll on there for a while,
Yeah,
just
and then
because it
you're
was
like, oh,
fun.
this
And then I'm
isn't-
like, I can't do it anymore because it goes against who I am as a person.
Yeah.
Like, it is funny.
It's easy to get stuck into it and have a bit of a
Yeah,
laugh and that, but then you realize.
But we
it's
all
like,
need to
oh,
love each other way more and look after each
I'm
other.
gonna,
in the entertainment industry. Way
I'm going
more.
to start a movement soon called "Fuck the Genre Divide."
Yeah.
I think that we all have more in common than we have differences, and I think we should really, celebrate that.
And it's all music you listen to at home if you're not really listening to, like, as much as I hate dubstep and trap and stuff like that, I still listen to it.
Yeah.
There still are tracks inside those genres
Yeah.
that I listen to and have listened to before and enjoy. So you all need to get off your high horses and just start to really get back to the nitty gritty of supporting this industry that has supported you for so long. And when it was taken away from us all, we were all fucking
Yeah.
shocked.
Yeah,
So let's get back to the business of putting it back together, but together.
Yeah.
instead of apart.
Together agency.
Yeah, mate, that's why I called it. It's literally why I named
Yeah.
it, is because I like working with people and I want it to be a symbol of togetherness and people working as one.
Yeah. Let's leave the genre bashing in 2019
100%.
and let's move forwards and all just get around and support other things. Like
Support
if
your
someone's
mates. Fuck,
if
support your local.
someone's doing a cool party or something, even if it's not your genre, let's get out there and support. If they're putting themselves out there and putting the effort in, let's reward them. I say so.
Agreed.
Awesome, man. So where can we find you? What are the socials? Together Agency.
Yeah,
Together
so
AU?
Together AU's for most things, except for Instagram, where it's Together Agency AU.
Yep. Sweet.
I just couldn't get Together AU on Insta. Someone's got it, but the council's dead.
Yeah.
Like your council's
well,
dead. You can't
I tried
see
to
it
get a beer with on Instagram, Twitter, and all these ones, and obviously it was taken. So it's a beer with you, like the letter U. So.
Well, that's what we just had. I had one. You had a case.
Yeah, a beer with you. Yeah. That's it, yeah. Oh man, there's been some. When I did it the other week, the one with Mitch Gallion, who's blind, like he had one beer and he's like, I was like, oh, cheers for the, hanging out, and he's like, oh yeah, I've noticed you've had a few, and I was like, how did he know that? Like, for a second I was like, how did he know that? He can't see, and then I was like,
he's hearing.
He would have heard me crack all the beers. He probably would have been like, you've had 5 beers, yeah.
It's been really like even hearing about him. I had no knowledge of him before.
How incredible!
Doing the ISO, like we sponsored, we did all the streams for the ISO comp.
Yeah.
Then seeing him DJ, and I'm like, Jesus, man, like it's just so incredible that someone with a disability, like that's for DJing, man. That's a serious disability to have. Is not being able to see anything, like, and he's just carrying on with life, man. Just fucking getting through it.
And he's got a law degree.
And there's so many, like he's just living his life, and there's so many people out there too busy fucking complaining about shit.
Stop being so talented, Mitch. Leave some for the rest of us, like Jesus. No, but I love that dude. He's cool. So yeah, that was really good. And it's great to have people on who are so open and willing to talk about things as well, like yourself, talking about your business and even your ideas that you're about to do. That
people can steal them. I'm not going to do them as good as I'm going to do.
An idea is an idea. It's about how you execute.
Yeah.
Like that's what anyone who's. I don't know if anyone's looked into the app space. Anyone who's an app developer is like, oh, you can have an idea, but that means nothing. Like, you can give your ideas away because if you're not
even a good idea, poorly promoted, turns into a shit idea.
Yeah. So that's it. It's like just give it out there and see what happens. Thanks for coming in, man. So
no worries.
Give us a cheers for the end.
There's actually a little bit in there.
Yeah, go for it. But so make sure you follow everything on the Together Agency.
Please, you don't have to, but if you want to. I would enjoy
and it's all free too.
Yeah, if you're an artist, there's heaps of stuff there for artists looking to release music and artists looking to promote themselves. I'm all at marketing, I suppose, is what I'm really heavy into.
Yeah. At the moment,
marketing
anyway.
Artists,
and get that out. Yeah.
And then our Twitch channel is something that's gonna be the next year of my life solidly. I reckon.
That's what you're leaning into the Twitch space.
Yeah.
I've been saying that too much lately. Leaning in.
Yeah.
It's like leaning in. It's like, it's like just going all in.
Corporate, mate. Listen, watching too many corporate YouTubes.
Too much of it. But it's good to be learning new stuff, I suppose. So, but yeah, definitely keen. We've spoken about a little bit of collab on some stuff, so we'll get that out there soon as well. I'll show you some stuff I've got here. So, all good.
We'll get a preview screening.
Yeah, we'll do it. All right, sweet. Cheers for coming on,
thanks,
everyone. Follow Together Agency. Thanks, Brok. Like we said, I've promoted it all today. YouTube, Mixcloud, Instagram, TikTok.
The big player.
Get on everything. Just look for a beer with wherever I go to the website. All right. Cheers. See you guys.